everyone, today's video is about assistant teaching opportunities in the UAE, and we are going to be talking about places like Dubai. There is so much need of assistant teachers over there, so this is an opportunity for everyone on this platform to actually grab, apply, know the process, know how to get there, which is very important. As we know, the world population is growing, and same is the UAE population. So there are so many families that are moving over to UAE for opportunities, and this draws a lot of workforce with it, which is a good thing. So one of the industries that's growing as well is the education industry, and therefore they are in need of teachers and assistant teachers. One thing I like about the UAE is that it has got so many advantages. Remember, this is the country where you don't pay tax. Yes, you heard me right. You don't pay tax in the UAE, and there's so many incentives as well that come with accommodation. Either they pay your accommodation or you have a subsidy on the accommodation. They also pay for flights at least once a year for holiday. So these are people that are showing that they want to retain employees. It's different from other organizations where they don't care, they just employ you, but you see your way through, you navigate through, they don't care what happens. So the UAE is very good in retaining employees, so please make sure you send in your applications. The other thing that's good about the UAE is the gratuity payment. They have a gratuity payment at the end of your contract, and believe me, this money can go a long way. I used to work in Botswana as a nurse, and we used to have the gratuity payment. This was a lump sum of money, and I remember the first time I received it, I'm like, you know what? I'll stay here. So it's a way for them to try and retain employees, and it's a very good way. And the salaries are good as well for teaching assistants. You can earn anything between $680 to $2,500. And remember, this is the money that comes to your bank account. They don't tax this money. So please send your CVs. Don't miss out from this opportunity. If you are a teacher, even better. The money can go up to $4,900. So this is a country not to miss. So somebody can wonder, what does an assistant teacher do? So an assistant teacher stays in the classroom with the teacher. They actually do help out, especially when it comes to students that require extra reading, extra concentration, and just emotional support during the classroom. So the UAE is in need of such skills, and if you are somebody that feels like you can handle children, then this opportunity is for you. And the good thing about this opportunity is that schools differ in terms of their requirements. So it's not like they've got a standardized requirement list, so it depends with the school. So they choose who they want to bring along. So I have actually had testimonies about people who just have high school certificates who have actually gone to Dubai for these opportunities. How great this is. So if you have a certificate in any subject, if you've got a diploma or a degree in any subject, please look out for these opportunities. Usually what I encourage people to do is to start from the bottom. So at times I do encourage people to say, you know what, you might have studied a certain degree because it was your preference, it was your degree of choice. But when it comes to opportunities, at times you need to grab whatever is there at the time, especially if you can't find something that aligns with your passion, something that aligns with your degree. Just grab any opportunity that comes along and you will thank me later. So these teaching assistant opportunities, they are there. If you go on the website of the schools that are actually recruiting international teaching assistants, you can actually see it clearly there. So in this video, I'll actually show you where to go to apply for these teaching assistant jobs. The good thing, like I said, start from the bottom. High school certificate, just apply. Post high school certificate, apply. If you've got a diploma, a degree, even better. So what are the requirements? This is the next question. So one of the requirements that I've spoken about already is the post high school certificates or post high school experience. So this shows that you've got some experience of a kind, because these people, when they are employing internationally, they want people that have got experience in something. So if you have worked before, this is an added advantage. So other skills that are required for this type of a job are flexibility. You need to show your employer that you are flexible if they ask you to change classes, or if they want you to do something for them, something different. So you need to put it out there in your CV that you are flexible, you can do this. You need to be somebody who has empathy, because remember, being a teacher assistant, you are working with the young people. Young people require somebody who's empathetic, somebody that can actually understand them and put themselves in their shoes when they're working with them. You also have to be passionate with the young people. This is not everybody's skill, so you really have to be somebody that's passionate. You need to tell yourself, yes, I really want to help the young people, I really want to help the kids, because remember, these are teaching assistant jobs, so you may never know what kind of the age group that you're going to be involved with. So you really have to have those skills. You need to be patient. You may be working with the young children that require patience, so you really have to have these skills and actually put them on your CV so that you can show the next employer that you can actually do this job. The other skill that's very important for this role is communication. You need to be a good communicator. And most of the schools that are recruiting internationally are English medium schools. These are schools that specialize in the English language. So you need to show that you can actually communicate in English clearly and concisely. So you really have to put it in your CV, put it on your CV, just be clear about your communication skills. Remember, again, because you are competing with the whole world, you want your CV to stand out. You want the employer to actually select you. So if you want to be selected, you have to be intentional with the things that you put on your CV. You also need to express that you are a team worker, you are somebody that's very organized, you work well with people, you also have computer skills. We can't run away from the fact that the world is going digitally. So you have to have those computer skills. You have to show your prospective employer that you can utilize a computer, even if it means that you just have the basic computer skills. This is still okay. The other thing that I would encourage you is to apply in many places. Don't just apply to one school. So I'll give you a list of schools that I have researched, that I have found that you can actually apply for this teaching assistant job. If you are a teacher in Africa and you feel like you also want opportunities abroad, this is something that you can start with. If it's difficult for you to actually find the right teaching job for the subjects that you've actually studied for, you can actually start from being a teaching assistant, and then once you are there, once you are in the UAE, you can actually have an opportunity to discover even more and more opportunities. I've actually seen a girl that used to work in Dubai as a teaching assistant. They've actually gone to America. They've actually found a job in America. So these are the opportunities that I'm talking about. You need to be somewhere where you can actually avail for these opportunities. So position yourself. Remember what I've always said, you need to position yourself. You cannot just say, I have failed, I can't find a job, I can't, find any opportunities, while you are in that one place for 5 years. Then that means you are doing something wrong. Sometimes you need to go out there. If there are teaching assistant opportunities and you are a teacher, please grab these opportunities. They will leave you somewhere. You will have a testimony to make one day. Right, so this is the time that we've been waiting for. The first school that I would encourage you to put your application is the GEMS Education. GEMS Education is one of the biggest organizations in the UAE that are employing people internationally. So this school is employing a lot of teaching assistants. So please put in your CV and don't forget to include the skills that I have just mentioned. The other thing to maximize your opportunity to get selected is actually to look at the advert. I've always said this in my previous videos. Look at what the advertisement is saying and try to customize your CV according to that advertisement. Number 2 is the Repton School. So the Repton School is also employing internationally for teaching assistants and teachers. So if you are in the education industry and you wish to be in the education industry, I would encourage you to actually put in an application. So like I mentioned before, you don't need to be a teacher to apply for a teaching assistant job. You can actually apply for a teaching assistant job, whatever degree you have, whatever diploma, whatever certificate you have. But the most important thing is to say that you've got some experience of some sort, and also that you are passionate about working with children, because they may ask you why suddenly you want to change careers. So you need to play it safe, guys, so that you can be selected. Moving on to our next school, which is Bloom World Academy. This is one of the best employers over in the UAE. They've employed quite a number of international teaching assistants. So please put in your CV, put in your application, go to their website and find them, and then you apply. Next up is King's School Dubai. This is one of the organizations who are actively employing for teaching assistants. I've actually checked this organization. They've got lots of opportunities waiting for you to put in your applications. So please don't hesitate. Search for this school and put in your application. And the final school that I have for you is called JES Dubai, JESS Dubai. Please guys, these schools are one of the popular, one of the biggest schools over in the UAE, which are employing teaching assistants. What is it that you're waiting for? Please don't hesitate. Let's take up these opportunities with both hands. These jobs are real. These are jobs in 2026. And remember, the goal of this channel is to ensure that everybody in 2026 is catered for. So make sure you like and subscribe to my videos so that I continue to make more and more videos bringing opportunities to your doorstep. See you guys.